Hello, Group 3 students. It's another homework for factorization. We're moving on to the next part, which is about identities. Probably I told you guys that we'll have dictation tomorrow, and it's quite important to recognize square numbers, I would say. I memorized them until maybe 15 or 16. For you, I would suggest you memorize until 12, okay? Just recognize those numbers. It's really, really good. Because if you cannot recognize, then you don't know that you can actually change it to 7 square, for example, for 49. So this is actually a good practice. Make sure you practice 4 is going to be 2 square, 9 is going to be 3 square. So I'm going to give you a number like 36, and then you have to go for like 6 square, like that. All right. 144 gonna be 12 square. I think it's quite easy. Many of you will get full marks for this. Just want you to recognize it's good enough. Okay, so I'll do maybe example 3 or everything over here. Your homework's not gonna be that difficult. It's just gonna be these kind of questions. Yeah, so let's just jump straight into it. So for number 1, I noticed that 25 can be changed to a 5 square. And make sure that this is a minus. If this is a plus, no way you can use the identity. It must be a minus for this identity. So it's a square minus b square, right? Turns into a plus b, a minus b. So just make use of this. We go from bottom to top before. Now we're going from top to bottom. So we're just changing forms. We want to factorize it. That means changing it into brackets. Before the rainbow method, like before doing rainbow method, it's always in bracket form, right? So we want to change it to a bracket form. X plus 5, x minus 5. This is what we want. So this is called factorization. And then 144, again, if you memorize the square numbers, you will notice that this can be changed into 12 square. If you forgot, then just do square root 144 for now, and it will give you 12. So that's telling you that 12 square will become 144. Square root is the opposite of a square, basically. All right, so we have 12 square minus y square, and just change it to bracket. 12 minus y, another one is 12 plus y. So it doesn't matter if you write minus first or plus first, as long as you have both of them, it's okay. So make sure one is plus, one is minus. All right, over here. So I used to, when we go from here to the other form, I always tell you guys to add a bracket, x square minus 5 square. So we have to do that as well for this one over here. We're gonna change this, and I should actually put a bracket here from the start so that everybody's used to this. If you don't put a bracket, it's gonna be wrong. So you're gonna have like 4a square. This square, only x for a, only applies to a and not for 4. So we want it to apply for 4 as well. 16 will become 4 square, right? And a square becomes a square. So both of these two, the number and the letter, should have a square on it, and that's why we have a bracket. Now this one is another one that we need to change to a square. 49 squared 49 will be 7, so your calculator can help you figure out that 49 is actually a 7 square, and b square is just b square. So now we have the, I would say maybe the square form of the number. We can change it to plus and minus, a plus b, a minus b, which is 4a plus 7b and 4a minus 7b. Okay, so another one similar. Bracket square, 81 will be 9 square, right? And then h square is just h square. 4 will be 2 square, and k square is k square. So bracket 9h minus 2k, 9h plus 2k. All right, this is the easier identity, I would say. So just in case, you will notice that the minus is at the front. I think it's best not to start changing it to the fraction, because if you write it as n minus 8 and n plus 8, it's already wrong. the minus should be before n, because the minus is before n over here, right? So try not to make this mistake. Make it to the right form. Do not be lazy. So 64 minus n squared is the right order of the identity. Now we can change 64 to 8 square and n to just n square. So we have 8 minus n, 8 plus n. All right, earlier we had n minus 8, which is not the same as 8 minus n. So be careful with that one. Yeah, so more or less the same. I think the questions are just repeated different numbers though. Just make sure they're in the right format. I don't think I'm gonna give you this, but just in case I do. For this one, you will see that this one is not a square, but both of them has an x, right? So you have to make use of what you learned at the start of the chapter, which is factorizing. Normal factorization. So I'm gonna take x out, a single x out. And in this bracket will be x squared minus 49, y squared. So x is still outside. We're gonna make a giant bracket over here. X squared will be x squared like this, minus 49 will be 7 squared, y squared is just y squared. So that we can change it to x plus 7y and x minus 7y. And that's how you get the bracket form of your identity. All right, so that is the end of this video. Good luck for your homework. Bye.